being stuck over at the force field over here from the Sentry. And NarU is trying to hold the line, trying to harass Snuggles here, trying to keep his base well, and trying to snipe out any units he can. Taking out one Zealot and one Stalker. And another Stalker goes down. More Zealots getting morphed in. And I think SgtSnuggles is going to be able to hold this off. These Marauders have been weakened from the stim packs, so yes, and NarU can warp in more units. NarU unsuccessful in trying to stop this expansion, but he has got his own up, and he is getting the orbital command up also. Getting Hellions too, an interesting tech switch. After seeing that many Stalkers, I'd usually see more Marauders actually, but opting for Hellions, which is kind of interesting. Another gateway going up for Snuggles, and he is starting to saturate his natural over here. The pylon over here kind of just sitting here, not warping in anything. I would have suggested warping in maybe a couple Zealots over here and stemming the flow of reinforcements coming in from NarU. NarU also opting to get the upgrade, the combat shields upgrade for the Marines, and he is building a rather large force over here of Hellions, Marines, and Marauders. So we aren't going to see any more siege tanks now, but we are going to see some Hellions instead. Immortal getting warped in from the robotics facility, and NarU is probably going to snipe this out if he doesn't, or Snuggles doesn't do anything. Another force field going down, but that was actually a pretty bad force field because it forced the Zealots to move around the force field to get to the units. The Hellion is able to snipe out one of the Immortals, and now they are going to be able to hold off this Stalker force. This Nexus in the red, and it's going to be able to get sniped out. All the probes here in grave danger, and no more expansion for Snuggles here. More units, reinforcements coming in from the west over here, but those Stalkers are probably going to be able to hold the base. But no, a Reaper getting built in by NarU. More Stalkers and Zealots coming in, sniping off one of the Marauders. The Zealot trying to come in up front and personal with the Marauder over here, but that Reaper is going to not get away from the Stalkers, I don't think. Combat shields is done for the Marines, as you can see, and more Marines and Marauders over here. The probe over here trying to move out, not sure what it's doing over here. And there's just a constant stream of units coming out from NarU's base. He has gotten this fully saturated minerals, not getting the gas over here, but he doesn't really need it because all his units are pretty mineral intensive comparatively to gas. Also putting a bunker over here, hiding a bunker behind the minerals to prevent any more expansions going up over in the natural for Snuggles. And Snuggles is starting to get starved on minerals. You can see the little patches that are left over. And Snuggles still having a pretty massive force over here. SgtSnuggles pretty much committing to Stalkers, and he did get a sentry to block off that ramp, which is a good idea. We're also building a missile turret here in case of air units coming in, but no air at all getting warped in. He does have a phase prism, SgtSnuggles, sneaking a phase prism, and with a probe inside, so he's going to build an expansion elsewhere where NarU doesn't know about. And yes, he is getting the Nexus over here. Meanwhile, 3 more gateways going up for SgtSnuggles. I don't really agree with this because he hasn't really secured his base yet, and you can't really produce that many units out of that many warp gates unless you have 2 or 3 bases mining. And NarU is going to go for the rocks over here, and SgtSnuggles doesn't realize what's going on. Kind of just, oh, he is going to move out now. One of the Marines just kind of watching there, but NarU takes out the rocks, and now the Stalkers are trying to move back from behind, trying to defend his base desperately. NarU sniping out another of Snuggles' pylons, and he is going for the unit-producing structures, stopping out one of the gateways. Marine Marauders stemming up two force fields, or several force fields going up. And but I don't think that this Stalker force is going to hold against that many Marine Marauders, especially when they're stemmed. The Hellions also trying to burn away at them, and now all the units are gone, and SgtSnuggles taps out. This was an excellent game, actually. It was a little bit more macro intensive, but I did like seeing a lot of Hellions actually against. I'm not sure why NarU switched from our siege tanks to Hellions, but it worked out for him, so I might need to incorporate that in next time I play Terran. And thanks again, NarU, for sending me this replay, and I will be casting more games this week, so send me your replays at KeSlGamer@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys next time. KeSl signing out.